I'm going to start using this piece of MDF. It's a base, and first I would like to create some layers in the background, and I'm going to use heavy body gel to glue all the elements. I've got some chipboard and some MDF elements ready to stick, and of course I've got some mechanicals here, and they're all going to be glued with the same heavy body gel. I'm going to add some smaller details to make the whole project look more mechanical. I'm going to use little screw head bolts and maybe some stars as well. I'm taking brush and then removing the excess of the gel wherever I would like to have the composition a little bit cleaner. Heavy body gel is very easy to use with any kind of dimensional elements because it's super thick, so it's so much easier to stick elements in the desired places. But because it's so sticky, you have to remember that you need to clean the brush once you will finish. Now I'm going to dry it with the heat gun so the elements won't move and it will be easier for me to add more to it. It's half dry, so I can now work on the other elements of the composition. I found this lovely resin bird, and I've got some flowers I would like to use here, but this is very empty spot, so I'm going first to fill it a little bit with something, and I'm going to use 3D foam. Now I have to stick it. I know this looks a bit challenging, but believe me, heavy body gel is going to stick everything wherever I want to have it. I'm going to fill the empty spaces with some smaller embellishments. So now I'm going to dry it again. Many of the elements that we used are not easy to repaint right away, so I'm going to add a coat of gesso on the top, or if there's other option, you can also use white impasto paint, which is very thick matte acrylic paint, and it's going to cover even better. So you can use either the gesso or the impasto paint, whatever you have on hand. And I'm just going to put one coat of the white on the top of my home decor. Now the layer of paint is dry, so I will be adding a bit more of the texture in the selected places using art stones and mini art stones. Very light little pieces similar to sand, and the easiest way to stick them is use a brush or fine tip applicator and some good quality glue or soft gel, which is very sticky gel medium, and it's going to help me cover the elements that I'm not so very happy with, because maybe there are some imperfections or simply there's not enough not enough of the texture. Oh, that was a little bit too much. Now I can sprinkle the stones. First I'm sprinkling the art stones, regular size, and then I'm going to add mini art stones. They will stick in between the bigger ones, creating very natural looking, beautiful texture. If there is too much, you can just brush them off before they will dry. It's dry now and I'm ready to start adding color. And in my first steps, I was planning to use some red color. This is red wine metallic paint from my Art Alchemy collection. And I would like to also add some sparkles. So I'm going to use Sparks unicorn hair, again from my collection. After that, I will work a little bit on grunging that up. So in the first moment, I'm taking smaller brush, and I also have water sprayer nearby. So I'm going to dab some paint and then just water it down so it's going to drip naturally wherever it wants to go. First stage of painting is done. My bird is a little bit painted on the head, which was not the part of the plan, so I will have to fix it later. But now, because it's pretty sweet, I would like to grunge that a bit up, and I will add some tiny touches of the rust paste. I'm going to use red rust from my set of the Art Extravagance rust paste, and I'm going to apply it exactly the same way as I did with my paints. It's going to be just a tiny bit on the brush and then a lot of water to let it drip in the right places, but this is going to dry matte after, and it's going to add these more grungy looking touches. So it's going to be nice balance to what I've got now, and I can highlight a little bit more the metal parts of that composition. For example, the star or the cogs. Now, rust is dry and so is the paint, so I can work on the finishing touches, repainting the bird the way I wanted, and maybe now highlighting a little bit of details with metallic finish. So let's start with adding a little bit of white back on the bird. In the last step, I'm planning to use a little bit of the metallic wax to just touch the selected places of the composition. I'm using old silver color, which is very, very white, and I'm going to highlight some of the details. It's going to balance the rust very nicely. Now I'm taking smaller brush and I will go a little bit deeper into the details here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It took me a longer while to do all the details on my little bird, but I wanted it to look a little bit more natural in this composition. So as you can see, you can use both paint and rust paste to create a really cool looking dimensional and textured home decor project. Thank you so much. It was Finnabair, and I hope to see you again soon.